Okay, so I'm going to walk through how to export your files and rearrange your pages in order to kind of get that saddle stitch or magazine with the kind of two staples in the center, how to format it correctly. So, pretty much what you'll do if this is kind of your files that you're working with currently, this is just an example that I used in the past. So let's say we're gonna stick with the minimum 4 spreads, 8 pages. A few of you guys are going over that, but pretty much followed the same characteristics or same rules when exporting your files. So first thing we want to do is make sure your front and back cover are together. So sometimes when you automatically start a file, facing pages are turned on, which results in kind of the last spreads kind of split, one at the top, one at the bottom. So to correct that, you'll just go to Document Setup, uncheck Facing Pages. So then now it kind of turns into this longer strip, and if you've done this already, that's totally fine, but I just want to walk through it. So now if you go to your Pages tab and you uncheck Document Pages to Shuffle, as well as Spread Pages to Shuffle, now we can kind of click and drag all of our spreads together as they should be. And you'll kind of see, like, when you do this like gray bracket kind of comes up, so that's just the indentation of like it connected. So once we have our 4 spreads or 8 pages in this orientation, and you have all your design things kind of worked out and edits to be fully made, you'll go up to File and Export as a PDF or Command E as a shortcut. So you just want to, save this to an easy place. Save as a Adobe Print PDF, not an interactive one. Make sure it's a print, so it's high quality. And this is where you will select pages and not spreads. Make sure all pages are selected, and we have this export as pages. So go ahead, export that, and you'll pretty much create a new file in the same size. So each page is 5.5 by 8.5 or 11 by 8.5 once they're combined. And we'll go ahead, put 8. Sorry guys. We'll go ahead and put 8, and then when we're doing this, just check facing pages off so you don't have to do that afterwards. So now they're already in this kind of long orientation. So again, uncheck the 2 shuffle options and just connect your pages 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 7 and 8, like so. So now we're going to place those PDFs that we just exported into this InDesign document. And before I do so, there's a little bit of a trick to doing this. So when you have a saddle stitch, and if you take the staple out of a magazine and you really look at what 2 spreads are actually connected to each other, they're on pages that don't actually go together just because of the way that they're folded. So I want you guys to think about your placement just like this graphic we have here. So your page 1, so your front cover is going to go on this top right section, and then as you place, your images within your new document here, you need to follow this guide. So you'll have page 1 up here, then you go down to the left, page 2, then page 3, page 4 and 5. So the very last area at the bottom, so this last spread, or when you're placing it in here, it's this last spread, those should be where the staple actually is visible in the inner side of the book. So these are the only 2 pages that actually should mirror your original design, because they're the only 2 pages that actually go together. So you have you place page 1, place page 2, place page 3, 4, then 5, and then you go back up to 6, 7, and 8. And for those of you that are adding more pages for either chapter titles or pacing pages, you'll do the same exact thing, but instead out of 8, it's 16. So you'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up till you reach your last or back cover page on the top. So once you've exported this and you familiarize yourself with this graphic, I'll also post this on Canvas if you guys need to look back at it when you are placing your pages for print on Thursday. Okay, so if we go back to wherever we saved that first iteration, so again, all of your finalized or so far finalized pages, so again, that was based off of our original document or the same InDesign document that you guys have been working on. So I exported that to my desktop as pages, so that's why they're coming in separately as pages. So what you'll do is based on the order of this, so again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you will go to your blank document and File, Place, or Command D, go to that prints that we just chose and make sure to select Show Import Options, because if you don't, it will just select one and we want the entire PDF. So select Show Import Options, hit Open, and then this screen will come up, and make sure you hit all pages so that way it imports all 8 separately. So once you hit all, you'll hit OK, and then you kind of have that cursor to be prompt. So this was my front cover or page 1, so I'm just going to place that somewhere around here. This was actually my page 8 if you combined your PDFs in this manner. So this would actually go last, and then we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then that back cover being 8. So once you've kind of roughly placed this in the correct order, so again, page 1 for front cover, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in, this orientation, you're going to want to just go in and snap your pages to the center, and you'll kind of see these, pink lines. So once you get the cross like that, then you know that everything is aligned. So then do the same with all your other pages, just making those adjustments just like so. And again, this is at page 5 and 6, so it's the only spread in your designs that will actually go together. So these are the only actual spreads that will go together. So you'll see that it looks kind of weird now. You obviously have pages that weren't initially meant to go together, but once you print them once you print them front and back, so you're really only going to use 2 pieces of paper if you're working with 8 spreads, because this will be printed on one side, then this will be printed on the other, this will be printed on one side, this will be printed on the other. So once you do that in the way that you fold it and crease it and turn it as a page, just like a magazine, all of these pages will look like you originally intended them by the way you fold it. So even though it looks kind of funny now, you're pretty much going to want to do the same thing. So export this PDF, but this time around, make sure you export as spreads and then turn your crop marks on. And once you export that, then that is the file that you will bring either to FedEx or wherever you're wanting to print it at. This is the file that you will actually print. And keep in mind too, when you go to print this, for the final at least, print on 11 by 17, so that way you could cut and trim exactly to size. Whereas if you just print this on 8.5 by 11, it will actually be smaller than 8.5 by 11 because a printer doesn't print exactly to the edge. So it's totally fine if you print on 8.5 by 11 for Thursday. But for the final, you're going to want to print these out on 11 by 17 and then trim them down so they stay true to that size.